Abundance of caution is a term that is well overused by both local TV people as well as PR types. But the more that we learn about yesterday's vaccination site shutdown, the more it seems like that is precisely the right term for what happened at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. You had 11 people who had various adverse reactions to the shot. It was less than it was about 0.5% of all the people who came through the site yesterday. Yet Centura decided they were going to pause things for the rest of the day while they figured out what was going on. Our Anusha Roy asked other providers when they would make the decision to take a time out.
The first report came in around 11 a.m. Someone wasn't feeling well after getting the Johnson & Johnson vaccine at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Then the reports kept coming in over the next few hours.
So most of the symptoms that we saw for those 11 people were simple things like lightheadedness, nausea. A couple of people had vomiting. Some people had low blood pressure or hypotension.
Before 3, things were halted at the vaccine site. 2 people had been taken to the emergency department, observed and released that same day and never admitted. Other people felt better after some rest, juice, and water.
All of the reactions that we saw yesterday have been reported previously in some of the studies for the vaccines. That said, we saw a rate that was higher than what we were accustomed to.
The decision to pause was made by physicians, clinicians, and the state on site.
Anytime we see an adverse reaction, we ensure that we have rapid communication. None of these individuals identified themselves as high risk for having adverse events.
We checked on protocol with other hospital systems that have also run their own mass vaccination sites. UC Health said there isn't a preset threshold to pause an event because it has to be a real-time decision, and that context around someone feeling sick and if it's related to the vaccine or not are important. Also, UC Health has never paused any of these events. National Jewish Health also said adverse events are so rare that they don't have a specific threshold for closing a vaccine event and never had to. The hospital system says they have doctors and nurses there who would make those real-time decisions. As for Centura,
the science shows that COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. The issues yesterday that we experienced in partnership with the state, we will be fully investigating.
They're offering the J&J vaccine at other sites this weekend. And at the end of the day, their goal is to make sure people come in for their shots.
We can get them rescheduled on a day where we're doing Pfizer and Moderna.
So just keep in mind, that is not the case for every hospital system. So just remember that as you're looking for vaccine appointments. Centura said that they're not seeing cancellations right now, but that everyone who wasn't able to get in yesterday has been rescheduled for Sunday. But this time you're being rescheduled for Pfizer, which means you're going to have to be scheduled for 2 doses, another appointment a couple of weeks from now instead of the one with Johnson & Johnson, Kyle.
So I get Anusha how they decided to pause to figure out if they had a real issue. What was the process then that they went through to review data to say this is not something we need to be concerned about?
Yeah, we just started getting some insight into that in the last hour from the State Health Department. They were working with the CDC and the FDA. So along with looking at and analyzing people's symptoms, they were also looking at the vaccine lots. They started comparing. They started looking for any kind of similar patterns. They didn't see that. And that's when they gave the all clear around 5 o'clock today. They also, in that letter, Kyle, were talking about how Centura and the vaccine site were prepared for this and went about it the correct way.
Yeah, all these issues get reported into a big database, so it's easy for them to go back and check to see if there's associated issues with a lot number. Anusha, thank you very much.